Okay. So on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays, I have dialysis. So that day starts at 6:15, showering, getting there on time. Where at that point I'm married to a machine for like 4 hours approximately. After that, I go and grab something to eat and go home and take a nap. My sister or brother or both will then call me and ask me to pick up their kids from school because they're at work. So a lot of times I don't get a lot of rest because I have to run and go be super auntie and pick up my babies from school and take them where they need to go, or football practice, or boys and girls club, or pick them up from daycare, whatever needs to be done at that time. Um, Wednesday and Fridays, I work at daycare, early childhood education center, where we serve from 5 weeks to 5 years. So those days are extremely busy, and all my littles hanging off of me and trying to pour into them as much as possible and make sure they're um, getting educated, not just babysat. Um, then on Saturday, I'm back at dialysis. Sundays, I'm finally able to get some rest. And Mondays, I usually do doctor's appointments, or that's where I keep all of my appointments generally. It means life. It means that I can go back to what I used to do and travel and see the world and move forward in personal relationships without feeling like it'll end abruptly. Um, about 10 years ago, I lost my fiance, and a lot of my decisions have been made on in I don't want to do that to someone else. My world was crushed in a matter of minutes, and I would never want anybody to have to deal with that. So, hearing that I have a donor, it brings love back into my life. It brings a possibility of a long standing relationship and children, and being willing to dedicate myself to something other than the right now.
Well, first of all, Carmelita is in need of a living kidney donor. And I've had the opportunity to speak with Carmelita a little bit. And, one of the things that she shared with me that I think is a part of her story, but a part of many people's story. She said, I did not realize that having diabetes would have the impact it did on my body. Um, Closing the health gap has been here over 19 years, going on 20, and the reason we are here is for answering that very question for people. So, a living donor um, gives a greater survival rate for individuals who need a kidney, and Carmelita is looking for a match. So, we are joining her and sharing the message that she needs a match. So there'll be more coming from Carmelita, so that you can consider recognizing the fact that you can help save someone's life. So, one of the most important partners is Life Center Organ Donor Network. They are the transplant organ donation organization for this greater Cincinnati region. They work with all of the health systems. They are working hard to continue to educate, but what they recognize, like we all recognize, is we have to link arms together and raise the awareness, raise the knowledge. And so we are linking arms with Life Center so that we can be more empowered in our knowledge and understanding of what we can do to save each other's lives.
I think first and foremost, it's just we need to talk about this like fear or just lack of trust that many of us as Black folks have around the whole conversation of organ donation. So if people have a fear or they don't quite understand it, then they are not going to feel like, wow, I could step up and help someone like Carmelita, who's in her 40s, who has, dealt with type 2 diabetes for a long time, and she needs a living kidney donor. Well, that could be any of us if we made the decision to just go through the process and get tested. And so I think it's just that lack of knowing, that fear, that definitely makes it more difficult in people like Carmelita, who this is literally going to save her life, right? And we don't want to talk about it, or we have, these ideas that aren't true that we're holding on to, like, doctors aren't going to do everything they can to save my life because they're going to want my organs. Well, it's not true. That is completely false. But until we really decide to be educated and really understand how diseases like hypertension and chronic kidney disease are literally killing the Black community, then we're kind of stuck in this place. It's really important that we as a society, we need to normalize these conversations, because the reality is that none of us is getting out of here alive, right? Right? We're not going to get out of here alive. So what do we want to leave a legacy of helping other people? Because we absolutely can. And so we really need to be thinking about that, and just kind of being in community together and just being like, how can we serve and help other fellow human beings who are struggling with health challenges? It's such a blessing to have your health. And I think a lot of times those of us that are healthy take that for granted. But you think about people like Carmelita, Carmelita just wants to live a normal life. Carmelita is on dialysis at least three times a week for at least 4 hours a day, and it wipes her out. She wants to have a family. She wants to be married. She wants to live a life. She can't do that, and there's more than half the people on the national waiting list are waiting for kidney transplants, and the majority of them are African American. Wow. Carmelita she is someone special. When you meet special people, you just have that feeling, and she's someone that I haven't known very long, but I feel like I've known her forever. She's, you're just drawn to her like vivaciousness. She has so much passion and energy, and again, even to be battling what she's battling. And more than that, it's her attitude. She just has this attitude of, I will get my kidney, and I'm going to be fine. And her faith, that's what stands out to me, just the faith that she has in this process, and that her donor is going to come forward and she's going to be okay. And so I don't know, I love being around her. She makes me smile. I just makes me laugh, and I just, you just want to join in this fight with her to get this kidney, because she wants to continue to have an impact in the community. She loves working with kids. She wants to continue to do that, and I'm like, she's just amazing. She's just really just such a positive light, and there's so many more Carmelitas out there who, they just want to give back into the community and really, be their best selves. And that's hard to do when you have chronic illness like that.